Yeah, all the Johnny Depp stuff's on YouTube. That's where I just watched most of it. It's been getting kind of crazy. It's incredibly sad. It is. And Amber Heard's facial expressions throughout the entire thing look like something out of The Office. She poo-poo the bed. She did poo-poo the bed. Why is this whole thing filmed? Wouldn't it be a private affair? What do you mean, the trial? I actually don't know why the trial's so public. This must have just been, like, part of the thing to, like, drag her publicly since that's what she did to him. Usually they're not this public. Reciprocity for what she did. Yeah, like I'm saying, that's probably why it's so televised and so public. It was just, must have been in, like, the proceedings or something, like, beforehand. They established that this was going to be in everyone's face. And I'm glad it is. It's a good example to set. Did you think Johnny Depp was originally going to win? All the audio, everything they've played, everything they've shown has been public knowledge for the last couple years. Like that audio clip of Amber saying, I wasn't punching you, I was hitting you, you're being a baby, you're such a fucking baby, I only hit you, I've been hitting you, not punching you. All of that's been public. I can't believe it ever even had to come this far. It should have been dead in the water the second those started to surface. The thing about her severing the top of his finger, also public. The only thing that came out from this that's new information is the fact that Amber Turd took a shit in his bed. Everything else was all public. He's just as bad, though. What has he done? I don't know. That's a genuine question. I don't know anything horrible Johnny Depp's done, but in this case he seems very innocent. Even their smoking gun, which was... well, this picture of him passed out from drugs and this video of him slamming cabinets was very underwhelming. He was slamming cabinets while Amber Heard laughed and filmed them. And that was supposed to show that he was a violent person, but really it did the opposite. It showed that even when he's not controlling his emotions, he's not hurting her. Or anything like that. So I don't know if he's done anything else. But in this case, it doesn't seem like he's done anything to her. His mother died and he was slamming cabinets. Oh, is that what that was? Man, it's even more fucked up that she would film that. Jesus, what? Everything that the fucking defense has presented to try and, like, attack Johnny Depp's character has done the opposite. I remember they did the text messages. Here, actually, I'll just play the text message video. That one is so goofy. In the actual text messages they read, it contradicts the point that they're trying to make about it. I'll summarize it then. They were reading, like, dirty text messages, I guess, between the two of them. And she was like, you're gonna be the death of me. You're gonna grab my throat. Or something like that. Which I think was the context of them, like, sexting. And his response was literally, there's so many things I'd like to do with your throat, none of which involve injury. So in his own sexting, he makes it clear he has no desire ever to, like, hurt her. And they read that as if it was supposed to be something like, whoa, Johnny Depp's gonna fucking kill her. And then Johnny Depp made a joke out of it because the defense read that twice back to back, so he asked him to repeat it one more time, and the court laughed. He repeated it, was it 4 times? He repeated it 4 times? I thought it was twice. Jesus. Oh yeah, and then the defense guy called it pouring a mega pint. Which Johnny Depp made a joke out of too. The defense has just been giving Johnny alley-oops to make himself... it's like a stand-up routine, honestly. There were the texts with him and Paul Bettany talking about burning her and drowning her, though. I saw that in a headline. I saw that transcribed. It was something like, will bury Amber and burn her or something. I don't know what the context on that was. I didn't see that in any of the court videos, though, so I didn't know if that was real or not. Yeah, that one sounds kind of unhinged. It was brought up in court. I must have missed the video then. Probably just a metaphor. Well, from what I understood, it seemed like he was shit-talking his ex. Seemed like he was probably drunk or something and shit-talking his ex. Getting real edgy with it. But yeah, I don't think it was, like, metaphorical. It's actually pretty on the nose. We've all said shit like that. I don't know about that. I think the entire thing was, we'll drown her, bury her, and I'll fuck her corpse to make sure she's gone or something. It's very unhinged. Yeah, I'm sure we've all shit-talked after, like, a really emotional period, but not like that. That's a little intense. So yeah, that one was definitely pretty fucking unhinged. But I think in this case, Johnny has never actually abused Amber in any way. That seems like something a drugged-out Hollywood edgelord would say. But he's definitely... I really don't think there's any way Amber somehow wins this case. She has literally no proof against Johnny, whereas he has tons of mountains and mountains of evidence against her. Like, that singular text seems to be the worst thing Johnny's done in their entire relationship. Oh, this... yeah, this one?
Let's burn Amber.
Yeah, this is the
drown
one.
her before we burn her. You said, I will her burnt corpse afterwards to make sure she is dead.
Johnny's own disturbing
Yeah,
words
that was
and
the
shocking
one.
text to his friend read in open court to the jury.
And you wrote that about the woman who would later become your wife.
Yes, I did.
And disturbing audio of an apparently under the
Thanks for
influence
some
death on a
Crocs
plane.
and Yonio.
That's your voice making those moaning sounds. Sound like an animal in pain, right, Mr. Depp?
I don't see how that one's
Sir,
relevant.
That's exactly what I said before, yes.
On the stand under oath, a different
Did
side
you make these
of Johnny
moans?
Depp came out today.
For the idiot cow, I'll smack the ugly around before I let her in.
Amber's lawyer read the messages with words too graphic for TV after he got Johnny to admit this.
You'd agree that abuse can take many forms. It can be physical, it can be verbal, it can be emotional, right?
Indeed.
The revelations came amid a contentious cross-examination.
Okay, I'll just stop talking.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I want to be
Certainly,
respectful of the
not a
court's
problem.
Thanks for Prime
and the
Beats.
jury's time.
Sorry?
I just said I want to be respectful of the court's time and the jury's time, and I trust that you do too. So,
Well, I don't feel like I'm wasting anyone's time, sir.
Attorneys pressed him about his alcohol and drug use.
You were drinking pretty heavily.
Were you there?
My question to you, sir.
There was this photo taken by Amber of Johnny with melted ice cream in his lap.
This is a picture of you on a black.
Yeah, I don't think anyone would ever
Passed
say
out,
Johnny
correct?
wasn't an alcoholic
Interesting way of putting it.
or a drug addict.
And that was a wonderful picture to take for her.
Sure.
I don't know why she took it.
Well, so it's Miss Heard's fault.
Thanks for some
That
Vlad.
picture was taken.
The jury was shown these bags of marijuana and a pic from Johnny's recording studio.
Pretty huge bags of marijuana, correct?
Yes, sir, that is a lot of marijuana.
And Depp admitted this photo from 2013 included a box in which he had kept cocaine, though he at first said he hadn't.
You can't say that you carried cocaine in that box?
No, but it looks like it would fit some cocaine.
And we're joined again by Court TV's Chanley Painter. Now, Chanley, how did the jury react to all this?
This jury is impressively
Damn.
stoic.
Give Chanley a better mic. What is that, a Blue
There are
Yeti?
6 men and
Good
3
Lord.
women. Most are young. Now, some of the younger men, maybe in their 20s, seem to be getting a kick out of this drug use exchanges back and forth. But there is
The reason people are getting a kick out of it is because it's kind of a moot point. She's not suing him for drug use and alcohol consumption or anything like that. Just because someone is an alcoholic or whatever doesn't necessarily mean they're destined to beat the shit out of him or something. The whole case started with Amber Heard claiming that Johnny Depp abused her, physically abused her, and her proving that he was an alcoholic, which everyone already knew, doesn't do anything to prove that point. It's just moot. It's just trying to muddy the waters as much as possible to put some distance between what she actually said and what they're trying to claim now. It's just kind of silly. The actual worst thing Johnny Depp has done from everything I've seen or read is those text messages, which were we'd bury her, burn her, and fuck her corpse or whatever. Super edgy, weird shit, but there's no evidence that he'd ever put his hands on her, abused her physically, sexually, or anything like she claimed. But yeah, those texts were super weird for sure, which I think pretty much anyone would agree with. Whereas in Amber Heard's case, there's so much evidence that she even openly admits to physically abusing Johnny. And then severing a piece of his finger when she threw a vodka bottle at him, and shitting in his bed, and cheating on him. Take your pick. So all the drug use and all that stuff I think is kind of moot. And I think everyone already knew that. Even when I was a kid with Pirates of the Caribbean, I knew Johnny Depp was an alcoholic at the very least. It was kind of a well-known thing. Have you seen the finger pic? I did. I have seen the finger pic, actually, and the poopy pic. Because his maid took a picture of the shit. I'm surprised it took you 2 years to hear about her shitting in the bed. I didn't know that was public knowledge. I knew everything else about the case, but never heard that she took a shit in his bed, thus spawning her new legacy as Amber Turd. I never heard that. It was greasy, too. What are you talking? It wasn't fucking greasy. It was smeared. She took a shit and then covered it up with the blankets and, smashed it. It wasn't greasy. That shit just got everywhere. It was just a fucking fat, steaming pile. It was just a kebab. Good reference. His lawyer should try the kebab argument. His lawyer should just be fired on the spot. Or her lawyer should just be fired on the spot, to be honest. That guy is so incompetent. It's crazy. He's like a lawyer you'd see in a badly written TV show. Like, I can't even believe it's a real court half the time. It feels like Johnny Depp is playing the comedic guy and the defense attorney for Heard is playing the straight man. And they're like bouncing jokes off of each other. Like, there's almost real chemistry between them with the comedic timing on half this shit. In law school, we're following this every day. It's a literal clown show. We have to keep a straight face while this defense attorney gets greased live. Yeah. It sounds like it's a fun part of the curriculum, though. Better than, like, studying for the bar forever, I guess. Fun fact, he's doing what's called the Chewbacca defense. Yes, it's an actual legal strategy used by lawyers, not just a South Park episode. I've never heard of that. The Chewbacca defense is a legal strategy in which a criminal defense lawyer tries to confuse the jury rather than refute the case of the prosecutor. It's an intentional distraction or obfuscation. Wow. That's a real thing? That sounds exactly like what he's doing. What a great title for it. Oh, wait, this might not be an official title as I read on. It comes from South Park. But I guess maybe they've adopted it as like the actual term for it now, maybe. Well, that was a fun fact. You weren't wrong. That was pretty interesting. Well, I don't really want to watch a 14-minute body language observation. What is it? What did he do about it? It's the fourth one? This one?
Objection calls for hearsay.
Oh, it's a fucking meme comp.
Question, Mr. Depp.
Yes. Let's let him object to another one. Had a conversation with Ms. Heard.
Exhibits, Nady.
Hearsay.
Let's move beyond the conversation that
Certain-
Kevin Murphy had with Mr.
Said, yes, they had. It appears that Ms. Heard had told
Hearsay, Your Honor.
He does love the hearsay.
for him to quote. That's hearsay, I guess.
I'm not just sure it's offered for the truth of the matter, sir.
He got it.
Okay, all right, well then.
I'm learning. Ms.
How
Heard-
can this guy, like,
I'll move to...
Jesus, what self-respecting lawyer would continue, like, even continue? This man is getting embarrassed daily. His face, like, everything is out there. This man looks like such a fucking fool. God damn. But he's probably made so much from representing Amber Heard here. He's set for life anyway.
Right, this is hearsay, Your Honor.
Disturbing. Yes, I looked at papers. Maybe they're hearsay papers. I can read it out of someone's article, but not from the man's mouth.
It's a pretty simple yes or no question, which is
You'd like
other
it to be, sir.
other-
Nothing simple in this case.
Other-
October is 2 months before December. That's correct.
Thanks, there. So Joel, Jesus,
document
and
you signed as
Tristan.
part of your divorce proceedings, correct?
That's my signature indeed.
That is your signature on the right, correct?
Yes, it is.
This is the document you signed.
Jesus, I haven't seen this part.
For the third time, that is my signature, yes.
And that was a document you signed in August of 2016. Correct?
Is that the same one that I signed 3 times before? Yes,
Yeah.
that's the
Well,
fourth.
I wanted to make clear that you signed
Make it
that in
clear.
the summer of said Paul Bettany, correct?
Again.
Okay. So, the bar were drinking pretty heavily.
I don't know how you sit there and get laughed at to your face by not only Johnny Depp, but like the entire goddamn world. How does he keep showing up to court? How is he not taking like a sick day? Like, hey, Amber, I can't come in. I'm drinking. I'm not coming. In fact, I quit. I'm done. This sucks. You're fucking guilty and I can't help you and I look stupid. Good lord. It's a fetish? Yeah, maybe. He's a comedian on the side. I guess. He plays a really good punching bag. Never challenge a pirate. Is the person asking these questions famous? They are now. They're a defense attorney that Amber Heard hired. But she may as well have just hired a fucking birthday party clown.
Were you there? Very ugly situation with Amber. So
Mr.
I
Depp,
doubled
with
up
respect,
the,
trying to respect the court's time and the jury's time, that was not my question. My question was
I
simply,
understand. When you
would
take 5
agree,
minutes to look for a
you would agree,
document.
you would agree that on Exhibit 500. 500? 500.
Exit Prime, Orc, and the Recep Julian.
Just like the sequel I lied to.
I was drinking
I don't think they will even if they do, Nadine. It's not like they've ever caved to it before or anything.
that you carried cocaine in that box.
For like the animal abuser guy, it took them literally 3 months. like after it was brought to their attention.
Marilyn Manson a pill so that he would stop talking so much.
That right?
You did.
Did I read that correctly?
You did.
Okay. Did I read that right?
Yes, you did.
Did I read that right?
You continue to read them right.
Right after you put your finger on that you, or right after, I won't give you anything to argue with me yet. Right after you sustained an injury to your finger,
Sorry.
right after you sustained an injury to your finger,
Bless you.
poured yourself a
Mega pint.
of red wine.
Yeah.
A mega pint.
Yeah. Fast forward in time a little bit, Mr. Depp.
Yes, I can feel it.
I have other uses for your throat.
Yeah, this is the one. This is the one.
Include injury. I have other uses for your throat which do not include injury.
Sorry, could you read that again?
Yeah, that was supposed to be like a big one for them. It didn't really work out super well. Honestly, Johnny Depp looks like he's just having a good time half the time I've seen him in court here. Amber Heard brought just like a fun, goofy guy there, and then that's it. Johnny Depp's looking at a big payday. He gets a little stand-up comedy routine from a guy pretending to be a defense attorney. Like, I mean, that's honestly just a good week, really. These are edited. They weren't all constant like that, bro. You think? What? You don't need to tell me it's edited. It's a compilation of goofy moments. Of course it's fucking edited, man. That's not how the fucking trial went. It's just pieces of it. I've seen most of like the full clips here from it, like the excerpts that they're taken from. I know, it's just fun to watch them all together because it's been quite the circus. The only thing I would like to know, and I haven't seen too much, what has the judge been saying during all of this? Because the only couple times I've heard from the judge is her denying something from the defense attorney. Like, she's only sustained, like, 2 objections this whole trial, it seems. Judges don't say very much usually. Yeah, but usually, like, when you have all of these things, like, with this guy just popping up constantly, like, hearsay and whatever, the judge will usually, like, opine or something or give some kind of, like, confirmation, denial or something like that. But I haven't really seen so much, or very much of that. She sustained 4 compound objections in a row, and the lawyer was fucking stun-locked. Yeah, I think that's what I saw. Because hey, I don't think it was the defense. Was it the defense attorney? It must have been, I guess, huh? Because it was like a fucking machine gun. Is Amber Heard on the poop map? No, I'm not sure. She apparently only shits in Johnny Depp's bed, like a cat with a litter box. So I don't think that would pop up on the San Francisco poop map. No, the poop map is real. I didn't believe it either. The San Francisco poop map is a real thing. They usually cut out what the judge says unless you watch it live, but usually this judge has been absolutely maiming the lawyer along with Depp. This lawyer is also a professor, by the way, teaching others about law. That's so cute. No joke, today is Amber Heard's birthday. No, it's not. That's a fucking lie. You just told a bold-faced lie right to me. No way. Oh my god, happy birthday, Amber! Oh my god, this is so... What the fuck? And the defense attorney didn't even bring balloons? Or a cake? Are you kidding me? Bro, what good is a clown if he's not even going to help you celebrate your birthday? What the fuck is this, Amber? I didn't know it was your birthday because the Aquaman official Twitter account didn't tweet it out this year. I'm sorry, I would have at least, like, brought something. Diapers, maybe? Yeah. Amber Turd. Amber Heard is 1 inch taller than you. Nah, she lied about that, too. Nah, she's not 5'7". This makes you miss court cam, huh? This does. Like, this would be a great advertisement for court cam. This shit feels like some kind of bump for Judge Judy. It is such a goofy trial. And it's all because of how unbelievably silly that defense attorney is that she has. Like, it's a super serious case, but my god, that guy. It's like he was hired from Craigslist, like, to impersonate an attorney. Why doesn't Amber ever talk? Because it's not her turn yet. How long is the trial gonna last? I don't know how long these usually last. I really have no clue. But I know she hasn't even been, like, cross-examined or anything yet, so I think we're still in the early stages of the trial. And it seems unwinnable for her. Unless she has, like, some crazy, like, bombshell evidence that has never been seen before, it seems pretty unwinnable. This one's looking like 5 to 6 weeks. Is that right? Kind of hope it'll be longer so we get to see more stupid shit, like... We get to see more of the stupid shit this lawyer has to say. So here's what I think is going to happen. When it is Amber's turn to be cross-examined, the defense attorney's not going to be able to really perform admirably with his comedy. So I think it's going to hit like this mid-season lull where it's just going to be Amber getting grilled. And then we'll get back to like late end of season of the trial. And the season finale is probably going to be kind of fucking huge. But I do think when it's her turn to go up on the stand, it's going to get kind of not underwhelming, boring from like an entertainment standpoint, because then that's the serious stuff. That's when there's serious shit going on, and the defense attorney can't be there as comedic relief. I hope they don't switch the cast. True, hopefully he doesn't get replaced. What would happen if in the end Amber won by some Satan-given power? Well, that's what's crazy. Amber did win initially. She ruined Depp's career for a while. Even with the mountains of evidence of her being the abuser, she did win the first time. So it's not like it's open and shut right now. Even though her and her whole team look incredibly silly, somehow the court may just find a way. She won the one in London, but the whole trial was scuffed. She ends up winning because the exact location of the poop on the bed could not be confirmed. I know you're making a joke about that, but that was actually a technique tried by a confirmed murderer. I've told this story before. There was a man who murdered, I believe it was his girlfriend, and he wanted to represent himself. So he stood up in court and just started like giving a crazy monologue as if it was something out of a TV show. And the entire crux of his argument is, I did kill her, but every single one of you is wrong about how I killed her and where her body was. You're lying. And because you are lying about where her body was, I should be let go. I'll see if I can find the clip. It's a fucked up case, but what he tried is one of the most outlandish things I've ever seen. Yeah, right here. Double murder suspect defending himself. Yep, this is the one. Let's just get the cliff notes here.
The defendant is guilty of first-degree murder as charged.
Earlier this week, Ronnie O'Neal III was convicted of 2 counts of first-degree murder and attempted first-degree murder. He was also found guilty of arson, 2 counts of aggravated child abuse, and resisting an officer without violence in 2018.
Exit tier 1. This guy.
The verdict comes after weeks of an unusual trial in Florida where O'Neal chose to represent himself.
The evidence is going to show I love my children. And the evidence is going to prove to you.
What's it gonna prove?
That this whole entire case has been tampered with and fabricated.
God.
As
Oh, what?
the
It cut it
trial
off.
moved into the penalty phase, O'Neal changed his tactics and decided
What? Do they not?
to not act
What?
as his own attorney, since prosecutors have said they intend to seek the death penalty. The penalty phase began on Wednesday, and the jury is expected to hear lengthy testimony from a psychologist who examined O'Neal before deciding his fate.
Man, they cut off literally the most important part of that. The thing is, he said, this has been tampered with. I did kill her, but not where you said I did, nor how I did. That was the whole point of his argument. It's fucked. It's fucked. But his whole point was because it was tampered with because I did not kill her where you said I did. That was the whole argument that he tried to make. It's fucked. But I get the same vibes from Amber Heard's defense attorney. Just an actual unhinged idiot. Bro, what the fuck? None of the... I don't know why it was so hard just to find that one part. That is like the craziest part of the whole thing. And then he goes on to like tell how he actually killed her. As if that was somehow supposed to dismiss the whole case because a couple of things were wrong about the exact method of how he committed a murder. It's fucking melting my brain. I brought this up as a point in the Amber Heard case with his defense attorney, and I've totally fucking forgot now. But isn't that some crazy shit? Amber Heard was just exposed for lying about covering up the bruises. The makeup palette she supposedly used didn't exist till after their divorce. Is that confirmed? Because I saw that floated around a little bit today. But the evidence seemed a little shaky there, because it was fucking Twitter. So I didn't know if that was a real thing or not. It was confirmed by Miliani themselves. It was posted officially by Miliani Cosmetic. Miliani sets the record. Well, this is New York Post. Don't trust that. All of these sources seem very not reputable. New York Post is tabloids. New York Daily News, News, probably tabloids. I don't know Just Jared, and Jezebel I think is also tabloids, right? Click one of them and see if they link the official source. Good idea. Just Jared is the only one here that might have a chance of not being trash, I guess. It's one I've never heard of. And then the very first thing I see is the Austin Butler reveals he almost quit acting to do this, so it's just BuzzFeed. Okay, so it looks like it comes from their, what is this, TikTok? Instagram? But I mean, you're right, this does come from the official account. They're like, damn, this is a good opportunity for some fucking clout, let's ride. This is a really important point. I feel like that could have been handled a little bit differently, but yeah, I guess she was lying about the makeup thing. So what does this prove? If I remember correctly, she made a claim that the makeup that she always carried around, which was Miliani Cosmetics, I guess, she had to use to constantly cover up bruises left on her by Depp in order to maintain, like, a semblance of a non-abusive relationship or some shit like that. I'm really, like, going to the back of my memory banks on it because I don't quite recall, but it was something like that, I think. That was basically it. Yeah. So I guess this proves that I guess they brought the Miliani cosmetic kit that she's always carried around and used to cover herself up with to court, and Miliani noticed and realized that that palette didn't exist till 2017, which doesn't work for Amber Heard's story. She said she used that palette every day back in 2015 to 2016 and it didn't get dropped till the end of 2017. Yeah. Mark Zuckerberg said that his employees lovingly call him the Eye of Sauron. Man, what the fuck? What does that have to do with Amber Heard? But now I'm curious. Do they really? Mark Zuckerberg's employees lovingly call him the Eye of Sauron. Well, alright then. Fuck yeah. Wasn't the Eye of Sauron a bad guy? That old Sauron. That asshole. This comes from a place of love for the Zuck.